All right, guys, welcome to postgame. Wild one here at Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State beats Kansas 79-75 in a second half for the ages. These teams each scored 49 points in the second half alone. Iowa State, 9 of 15 from three in the second half, while Kansas was 6 of 11. Sorry, the students just stormed the court, and they're all walking in front of me as I'm trying to do this podcast. This probably wasn't thought out very well on my behalf, but we're going to knock it out for you anyways. We're presented as always by our friends at Carl Auto Group. So it felt like in the second half, Iowa State should have been up by like 15, the way Iowa State was hitting all those threes. And, man, I think – don't get arrested tonight. It felt like Iowa State should have been up like 15, 17 points there because they couldn't get a stop. Iowa State keeps hitting threes. Kansas, I think, went like 7 minutes without Iowa State being able to get a stop from the field goal. It was insane. These two teams just going blow for blow with one another. Iowa State leads by 4 in the first half, and it certainly didn't feel like Iowa State should have been up for it. They got a kind of a lucky technical there. Bill Self kind of lost his mind at the end of the first half, and Iowa State only got 2 of 4 free throws, half of a flagrant plus the technical. I didn't feel that good about it. I did think Iowa State has more depth in this Kansas team, and that might, work out in the second half. Let's just talk about the positives now. And Keyshawn Gilbert, welcome to Hilton Coliseum lore. With that three-point shot he hits at the end of the shot clock at the end of the game, just feels like that's one of those iconic shots that everybody will remember 5-10 years down the road. Really an incredible shot. It wasn't a very good look. He was defended, comes off the screen, and just buries it. This was the Trey King game. This was Trey King's best game of his career at any level. 21 points, 9 rebounds for the big man. He goes out and hits 4 threes. I don't think Trey King has hit 4 threes all season. And just a massive, massive game for the big man. Tamin Lipsey cleans things up. He wasn't great from the field, but he has 8 assists and 10 points in 31 minutes. You just go up and down, and great team win today by the Cyclones. Curtis Jones keeps hitting big shots for Iowa State. The guy who I thought was super interesting was Momcilovic today. I thought he was scouted phenomenally in the first half. You can tell that Bill Self and his team really zeroed in on 22, the freshman. And he comes out and hits 3 threes in the second half, which was key. I mean, that's really – thanks, guys. Have fun tonight. The freshman just hits big shots there in the second half for Iowa State, and they needed every one of them because Kansas and Hunter Dickinson there was really quite unstoppable in the second half. Dickinson has 20 and 15 total, but Iowa State, listen, I'm not going to say they didn't play well, but you don't blow that lead, but you took every shot from a top 10 team in the country in the second half. That's a toughness win, and Iowa State's going to be a better team for today. Even if they would have lost this game today, it feels like Iowa State grew as a basketball team. You don't want to lose this game, obviously, and you hold serve at home, and Iowa State's at 5-2 in the Big 12, the toughest league in America. What was Iowa State ranked going into this one? 23rd. You got to think after this week, Iowa State's possibly looking at the top 15 ranking. They're going to be in the top 10 in all the analytics after today. And all in all, this was a really successful day for the Cyclones. I'm cutting this thing short because I want to get the post game. I think TJ Otzelberger is going to address the Kansas State situation. And if I know Bill Self the way I think I do, I think he's probably going to address it in defense of Iowa State as well. I really want to get to that and see what happens. Bloom and I will be broadcasting tomorrow with all of our reaction to everything as well. This was an incredible day. This was one of the best atmospheres I've ever seen at Hilton Coliseum. Top 3. I think top 3. I don't know what else would be up there. I've been talking about it for a while now that I think Hilton's just at a different level. And I'm not comparing it to like the Johnny Orr days and the Larry Eustachy days because I wasn't here for those. I've been here for about 20 years, and I think the level that this place is at right now is as good as I have ever seen. Phenomenal times during the Hoiberg years, but this has a different edge. I think it's because of the focus on defense. And today, the pregame atmosphere, everybody at Iowa State did an incredible job. This was another one where, I don't think it really fazed Kansas. Kansas gets these type of atmospheres all the time. But we've seen it now, I think, 3 times this year. Kansas State, Houston, and Iowa. I think we're all really impacted by the pregame crowd. So keep all that up if you're an Iowa State fan listening to this on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network. All right, I'm going to cut this short. Again, we'll have a full pod tomorrow with Bloom. I want to get to the postgame press conference to see what these coaches have to say. I think that Kansas State deal is probably going to get addressed. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all you guys. I know it was kind of noisy here postgame. Love you all, and we'll be back tomorrow. Later.